Is it just high or low when talking about autism? The labels we use can be more than misleading. They can oversimplify a complex reality. Hi, I'm Dan, and today we're diving into the spectrum of autism to understand why terms like high functioning or low functioning might not tell the whole story. In the world of autism, labels are everywhere: high functioning, low functioning, Asperger's, mild autism. But what do these labels actually mean, and are they helpful or hindering our understanding? So let's just unpack some of these terms and explore what lies beneath them. Autism is a spectrum. This means it's not a straight line from less autistic to more autistic. It isn't linear. It's more like a colour wheel, a complex collection of characteristics that vary widely from person to person. If someone describes themselves as high functioning or as Asperger's, even though these terms are no longer diagnostic terms in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual 5, they are trying to communicate a set of traits with a label to help people better understand them. But here's where it obviously gets a bit tricky. Terms like high functioning autism suggest a clear division that doesn't exist. It's tempting to equate high functioning with being closer to neurotypical or having an easier time to navigate daily life. But these labels don't account for the internal struggles or the moments when so called high functioning individuals face significant challenges. Consider the diversity of the spectrum. A person might excel in academic pursuits, what someone could call high functioning, yet struggle profoundly with social interactions or sensory processing. On the flip side, someone with substantial support needs in learning or communication might have a remarkable talent or skill, like being a master pianist. And there are people of all varieties in between. High functioning tends to get mistakenly equated with intelligence or learning capacity, but autism itself isn't a learning disability. It's about how we each experience and interact with the world, our processing, our communication, our sensory experiences. In my own journey, I'm in a continual process of navigating the challenges of being misunderstood, of trying to fit my experiences into neatly labelled boxes. But autism is obviously more than a label, it's a lived reality, rich and obviously multifaceted. Autism encompasses a wide range of experiences and abilities. Instead of boxing individuals into categories of, say, high or low functioning, we can focus on understanding the unique strengths and challenges each individual person faces. Remember, autism is a spectrum, and it's the diversity within this spectrum that makes it so unique. For professionals working with autistic individuals, it's crucial to move beyond labels and approach each person as an individual with their own set of experiences, challenges, and strengths. Our goal should be to support and empower, to see the person beyond the diagnosis. So, if you're interested in learning more about autism, you can check out my autism books. I've got 4 books that are part of the An Autistic Perspective series, and I've got an autobiography. So, my autism books are An Autistic Perspective, working with autistic clients in counselling and psychotherapy. An Autistic Perspective, tips for autistic individuals and others in their lives. An Autistic Perspective, death, dying and loss, where the loss part goes into more than just loss of a loved one. It talks about loss of routines, loss of, like when you transition from primary school to secondary school to the world of work, when you transition from living at home into independent living. All of that involves loss. So it talks about the impact of loss and the way an autistic brain can process loss. An Autistic Perspective, parenting autistic children and teens, which shares information based on my years of working in children's homes, as well as my experience of working with children and parents, going in one-to-one, working with them, and obviously my personal knowledge and experience as being an autistic individual. And then you've got Look Into My Eyes, Autism, Hypnosis and Me, which is my autobiography through the lens of autism, where I share my experiences from birth up to adulthood of the challenges, the strengths, the weaknesses, the problems I've faced. And my wife also kindly wrote a chapter about her experience of being in a relationship with someone who is autistic. So if you're curious and keen to learn more about autism, these books are a good place that you can start to learn that, and there'll be a link in the description below where you can find the books.